Hello everyone, welcome to the UG English channel. Today we are going to learn a beautiful poem written by Ravindra Nath Tagore, The Tame Bird and the Free Bird. It is part of our Sem 4 Unit 1 in KU English syllabus. Let us go to the lesson. This poem is a wonderful poem. It's a conversational poem. As I have said, it's about two birds, a tame bird and a free bird. So please observe the picture and tell me which bird is happy. Yeah, um, you can pause the video and think about it. Yeah, you may have different answers, I'm sure. Somebody can say the free bird is happy because it can have uh, any food it need or it wants, or it can fly anywhere, it can make new friends, it can live on its own terms. But it has its own disadvantages also. At the same time, the free bird is afraid of the enemies outside the world. But whereas the tame bird is very happy because it's in the care of its own master, it will get the food on time, water, care, security, everything. But the only thing logging here is a freedom. So we can just think about this and you can have different answers also. So now let us go into the class. So the poet, as we all know, Ravindra Tagore is the one who received the Nobel Prize, the first Nobel Prize other than the Europe countries. So he's the first non-European to win the Nobel Prize in 1913. He's a Bengali poet, novelist, educator, and he surrendered his knighthood title, which is given by the British government in protest of Jallianwala Bagh incident in 1919, and he is the only one writer in the entire world to write two national anthems for two different countries, India's Janaganamana as well as Bangladesh's Amar Sonar Bangla. The present poem is part of Gitanjali, the song of offerings, the offerings of the songs to the god. And the other writings of Rabindranath Tagore are Gora, Ghare Bairi, and there are several other works, but the present poem is taken from Gitanjali. It's and uh, he established a Shantiniketan school, and where the mind is without fear is also part of this Gitanjali poem. Yeah. Now let us move into the first stanza of the poem. This poem is in three stanzas. The first stanza, as we all know, this is a conversational poem. There are only two characters. One is a free bird, the other one is a caged bird. The free bird and the caged bird happened to meet one day. The tame bird was in a cage and the free bird was in the forest. They met when the time came. It was a decree of the fate. It's an order by the god, or it is their fate to meet. The free bird cried here. It is shouting here. That means it has a loud voice. It is saying, "Oh my love, let us fly to woods." Woods means a forest here. But the caged bird said, it is whispering because the caged bird, because of the cage, because of the suppression, because of the too much care, it has lost its voice. It is just whispering that, "Come hither." Hither means here, this side. Come this side. Let us both live in the cage happily. See the problem here. The free bird is asking the cage bird to come out of the cage, whereas the cage bird is asking the free bird to come inside the cage and live happily. Says the free bird here, "Among bars, where is the room to spread one's wings?" Among the cage, bars here is the iron bars, that is a cage. So the free bird is worried about the space, the congested space in the cage, because there is no place to spread the wings, there is no place to fly. At the same time, the caged bird is also worried. It is saying that I should not know where to sit perched in the sky. I forgot how to sit, how to fly, how to sit. Perch means to sit somewhere. I don't know how to sit in the sky. So usually birds will sit on wires, strings, and some branches of trees. But this bird is afraid of flying. So it has forgotten his own attribute, the basic attributes of the freedom. Now let us move to the second stanza. The free bird is again crying, saying that, my darling, sing the songs of the woodlands. It is asking the caged bird to sing a song, but the caged bird is unable to sing the song because it has forgotten the language of the birds. It has learnt a new language now. So that's why the caged bird is saying, sit by my side, come here. I will teach you the speech of the learned. That means the human speech. The caged bird has started imitating the humans. It has learned the language of the humans. But the free bird is in the forest. That's why it can sing the songs of the forest. But the caged bird has forgotten its nature. Again, the forest bird is saying, oh no, songs can never be taught. Songs cannot be taught. It is caught. It is learnt in the nature. I cannot teach you the songs. Whereas the caged bird says that, alas, for me, I know not the songs of the woodlands. I am sorry, I have forgotten the songs of the forest. So because due to the excessive care. So this poem is about the freedom versus the care, too much care, or you can say the slavery or some imprisonment. So the caged bird has forgotten its own nature. Now let us move to the final stanza of the poem. Their love is intense with longing, but they never can fly wing to wing. See, the problem here is the two birds wanted to meet, they wanted to live happily, but their love is intense, their affection is intense, they want to live together, but they can never fly because though the bars of the cage they look, through the bars of the wing a cage they look, and vain is their wish know each other. So helplessly these two birds are looking through the cage bars and they are in vain. So they are unable to fulfill their wish. So the finally the bird says, they flutter their wings in evening and say, come close my love. So at least we are unable to live together. At least please come close to me. Finally the free bird says, it cannot be. I cannot come to you because I fear the closed doors of the cage. I am afraid of living in the cage. I am worried about the cage. I am worried about the flying. So I am unable to fly. I am unable to spread the wings inside your cage. So I can't live in the cage. The caged bird also says, alas, my wings are powerless and dead. So I am unable to fly because my wings has dead. So my wings are powerless now. So that is the situation of the two birds here, and they depart. So finally this poem, we can take a great message from the poem. The poem is about the love of two birds or the friendship, but with many differences. Each bird is right in its own way. Each bird is in its own comfort zone. No bird is ready to take the risk and go out of their comfort zone. So love of these birds can't be together because the free bird is afraid of the stuck in the cage, and the wings of the tame bird are powerless and dead. So that is the situation we discussed in the last stanza. They ignored the fundamental rule of relationship. So in any relationship, if you want to maintain a relationship, one has to step out of their own conditions and observe the reality of the other. So that is what we call to step into the shoes of the others. So you should understand the situation of the others and you should take the risk for the others. Then only the relation will continue. So the story wants to teach us that we want to achieve something, we must be ready for any consequences we might deal with and the sacrifices that we need to do also. So if you want to achieve something in real life, we have many goals. We want to do something, but if we are not ready to take the risk, we cannot achieve anything. That is the message of the poem. And the themes which are discussed in the poem, so we can categorize these into three or four themes. The one is the dependence versus independence. This poem was written during the British rule. So the dichotomy of birds' adventures in boundlessness of sky and caged bird wants of security and stability. You can see the dichotomy. That is the two different situations. The free bird can do adventures in the sky. It is boundlessness. It can roam anywhere, but the caged bird cannot do any adventure. It has a full of security and it has a stable life. It need not to search for food, it need not to search for shelter, it need not to worry about the water or any other care. Everything is provided by the boss, the master. And we can also understand the theme of feminine versus masculine. That is, a free bird is based on a male character as adventurer, whereas the caged bird is compared to a feminine, that is a female character as a homemaker. So the male here is a adventurer. The male bird wanted to do adventures, to fly, to do some, to visit some new places, but the caged bird is not ready to take the risk. It is happy in the home, that is the cage. And there is a comparison between the West England and the East England India. So at the time of the poem, Tagore brings out that both cultures would have challenges, the West and the East. So balancing these two was very important. These two cultures is very important. And the final message, the final theme of this poem is the comfort zone versus risk zone. So whatever we want to achieve in our life, we have to come out of the comfort zones and we should start taking the risk. Then only we can do the wonders. Then only we can achieve anything. If we are in a comfort zone, we cannot achieve anything. So that is a beautiful message of the poem. And thank you for watching this video. All the best, and please share this video to your friends and please subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Thank you.